Their words that now apply to Bill, but truthfully began over 30 years ago. Understanding the full depth of our fellowship as the hogs of Copy H1 would unfortunately take too much time, but a few highlights alone will provide a reflection of the measure of this man, Billy, Landmine as we nicknamed him. A man who we came to respect as one of our best and most trusted friends. Like the rest of us, William Wise Landefeld arrived at West Point on 6 July 1978. It didn't matter if one had come from Columbus, Jacksonville, Cedar Rapids, or Shaker Heights. Immediately we were immersed in an environment where we all became equals, albeit at the bottom of the barrel, at the base of the totem pole, on the lowest rung of any ladder. We began to understand the true meaning of the Academy spirit to cooperate and graduate. Forced to put our adolescent egos aside and check, we began our journey. One in which we initially struggled together, cried together, failed together. We slowly learned to work together, laugh together, and succeed together. We graduated together. We became young men together. It may sound easy, as if the mere passage of 4 years makes it so, but that's not the case. As first-year cadets plebes, we were subjected to constant hazing from upperclassmen that outnumbers us 3 to 1. And although Bill was always squared away and rarely the focus of attention, he wasn't immune. One such morning, Bill arrived at the required morning formation not having shaved for the day. He immediately became a magnet for the upperclassmen who launched into a tag team effort to thoroughly debase him. Inches from his face with loud, spitting voices, Bill was ridiculed and discussed. Bill just stood there at attention, unrattled, eyes fixed straight ahead, with complete control answering each question as it came, and getting them all right. His voice never quivered. He had that amazing ability to stay focused under the pressure, such that it actually diffused the situation, and the upperclassmen, they just ran out of steam. He then calmly asked if he could be excused from formation so that he could go, quote, remove his offending stubble, unquote. He was released and left with a smirk on his face. Now, it might have been that Bill was tired from having pulled an all-nighter studying, or maybe he simply forgot to shave. It wouldn't surprise any of us if he had done it on purpose just to give the rest of us a break from the daily onslaught. Regardless, Bill showed us the mental toughness that helped us learn how to get through difficult situations with ease while taking the time to laugh at yourself. That's something that now today seems so utterly absurd. As second-year yearlings, we were free of the hazing and finally able to manage a little bit of our free time. Most of us had to spend that precious time studying as the academic load was grueling classes from 8 to 3, 6 days a week, for an average of 18 to 20 credit hours a semester. Interspersed throughout each day were meals, athletics, military training, developmental lectures, unending parade practices, all of it mandatory. At the beginning of that year, it is also the first time that a cadet's GPA is formally calculated and everybody is rank ordered. The top 10% receive gold embroidered stars that they wear on their collar. To become a starman was to be among the academic elite, who despite all the hazing and lack of free time had achieved superior academic performance in the classroom. That was the kind of challenge that Bill thrived on and excelled in. Naturally, Bill became a starman, and in fact, he retained that honor for his entire cadet career. We had joked about his middle name Wise, but realized that it was appropriate, and more than just academics. But Bill was no show-off. He never bragged about his grades and accomplishments. He certainly never looked down upon the rest of us, as some starmen did. In fact, he was always available to others, and he took it upon himself to help those that were struggling. Bill modeled that genuine humility that commands respect, and he helped us learn the value of taking care of others rather than investing in yourself. As third-year cadets, cows, college students take for granted, like skipping weekend meals, occasionally leaving the academy grounds in civilian clothes, or listening to loud music without getting in trouble. Without the hazing as plebes or the limits as yearlings, it's often the most enjoyable and memorable year for an academy graduate. It's also a year that becomes easier academically as most of the required courses are now completed. It can be a year to goof off and have fun. It may interest you to know that Bill, like the rest of us, became enamored that year with punk rock and new wave music. Tunes by Adam Ant, the Sex Pistols, the Clash, the B-52s, the Ramones, the Police, and more became the staples that we listened to whenever possible. It became so routine that Bill helped create a group that we referred to as the Sleds. Now that name